I was a little drunk, not high though, drunk, in front of the Port Authority with my oldest daughter, who's since passed away, rest her soul. And a policeman pushed me along with a club, told me to move along. I said, I'm waiting for my limousine. He goes, out of here. I said, I'm waiting for my limousine, leave me alone. I'm with my daughter, who was this beautiful girl all dressed up. And he kept bugging me, and one of the stick slips went off my chest and hit me in the ear. So I knocked him out. And I got on top of him with my knees on his biceps. And 6 policemen dragged me off him and took me inside and beat the shit out of me. They said, you got a felonious assault problem here. You're going to go to jail, you know. You can't hit a cop. I said, well, what are my alternatives? They said, go to Bellevue. I said, that's Bellevue. That's my home away from home. I've never been there, but I feel like it's my home away from home. I figured I'd get out in a week. I stayed a year. Couldn't read, couldn't write. Lost 75 pounds. Was mentally broken. Tried to commit suicide twice. Tried to jump off the radiator onto my head under the bed. And I landed to cut my eye. That's how powerful my suicides were. They then shipped me to Rockland State. These are all locked wards. These are not locked, you know. They shipped me to Rockland State for 6 months, and about 2 years ago, or 3 years ago, I was sent to where I live now, which is a psychiatric halfway house. Where I can, like right now, I'm in New York, and it's upstate in Beacon, so I can come and go. So I have pretty much freedom. And I'm about to leave there and move back to the city. So my journey is complete. Oh, I was born in the richest town in America called Greenwich, Connecticut. And my family and I live in a little fishing village called Old Greenwich, Connecticut, which is a little village in the town. It was the poorest part of town, but the most elegant and cool. It was founded in 1640. It's older than Plymouth Colony. And I had a beautiful beach to swim at and a golf course I caddied at. I had a great youth. I was a terrific athlete and I played a lot of sports. I was very lonely and shy. And afraid, I loved women, I was afraid of men, which is in all my work, it shows up. And my dad and I physically fought a lot. I learned to box, and I slapped him once, and he didn't bother me ever again.
Get in touch with your breathing. Put your hands on your diaphragm and feel the breathing. Feel the movement. Don't push it. Just relax. Let it happen. Don't push it. Let it happen. Let it happen naturally.
William Faulkner is my favorite writer of all time. In fact, I just visited a professor yesterday who gave me a book about him. He's a Southern writer, really deep and crazy and brilliant, and he's America's greatest novelist ever. And he's better than Fitzgerald or Hemingway or any of those people, even better than, who wrote Moby Dick? Herman Melville, yeah. I also love Shakespeare, and Chekhov's my second favorite. Faulkner and Chekhov are my second favorites. Love Tolstoy, love Dostoevsky a lot too. Love Norman Mailer.
Hey, babe. What about? How are you today, man?
I've done about 2 things in my life I hated doing. Cutting the lawn. I mean, really, I never did much I didn't like. I've also was an athlete who wasn't in shape because I didn't run enough. But I mean, I'm pretty stubborn. But I don't do much I don't like. I just don't allow it in my space. I don't read books I don't like. I don't hang time with people I don't like. I write what I'm going to write, and I'm pretty happy. I mean, I have my neurotic shortcomings. I'm a little crazy, but there's no one telling me what to do that I have to answer to. Mm-hmm. I mean, I've also never been in a movie or I've never been in a movie I don't want to be in. I've never done a movie for money. Every movie I'm in, I really like the idea of it. Not all of them are great, but I mean, I've never done anything for money in my whole life. It's pretty interesting. I'm not saying proud or arrogant. I'm just saying I never did anything for money.
Guys, I'm very disappointed. You see, you're doing it again. I made my case. You guys didn't learn a damn thing. No one's bread is any better, but you quarrel over taste. Would start out with good intentions, has become the biggest hypocrisy of all time. Religion. I gave my word to follow, and it's man's word that man follows.
Hypocrisy? You're the one with the hypocrisy. Here we are talking about religion, and to tell you the fucking truth, I don't even believe in God anymore. How can you? You got little kids being fucking raped, disease, pestilence, babies being born blind, deformed, beat up, starving. If you did exist, how come you let all this happen?
Because I love you.
Because you love us? How is that love?
Because because out of love I gave you all a soul. And that, without which you'd be no different than a rock on the floor. And with that soul I gave you life, and you're paid by taking that life to create bombs and guns and poison and hatred. It makes me crazy. And when all is said and done, it's then you ask for redemption. And masochistically, I give it. So I don't have a question, my love. It's unremitting.
You can't act something you're not. If you're not tough, you can't act tough. It's a big myth they tell students in schools. It's all bullshit. Only what's inside of you can you bring out. In fact, Kazan used to say, I have to know the 3 major things inside of a person before I cast them. And I am dangerous, funny, and bright. Those are 3 colors in me. Any part like that I can play. Anything else I can't. I can't play neurotic, which I'm really not. I can't play anything I'm not. And I think everybody has 3 colors to their character. And if they don't play in that range, they're going to get in big trouble. Now, people disagree with me. They think their actors are going to do anything. Well, you know, God bless them. I don't agree.
Personally, I thought God would look a lot cleaner.
Guys, I'm God.
Elisha.
I'm not joking, I'm God.
Loser!
Do you hear me? I'm the maker of all makers, the CEO of the universe, the king of all kings. I am God. Do you hear me? I am God. I am God. I am God.
I was interested, you were talking about how an actor can never play anything outside of what he is, what's
Right.
inside and what
Right.
his being is. But I remember the other day, and I just wanted you to kind of clarify it for me. I remember the other day you were talking about how the type of acting that Daniel Day-Lewis, it's a transformation as opposed to, I can't remember the example you gave me, but where an actor brings the character to himself.
Daniel Day-Lewis, I guarantee you, is a pissed off person.
Right?
I can tell from watching him in the movie that he has incredible rage.
But this,
That is-
this transformation he makes,
But he's skilled enough to bring it out. It's
Right.
within him.
oh, he's skilled enough to bring that rage out.
Yeah, and use other colors.
Right,
But you can't bring out what's not there.
right, it's just so,
Right.
so those 2 type of actings you still require that they
Same
be a
thing.
part of you.
One is drawing it out, one is putting a face on.
Right.
Olivia used to put a nose on to center up his character. But I'm sure he would tell you the same thing.
He brings the rage out in My Left Foot. He brings rage out in The Last of the Mohicans. You know, if you see any of those films that he's in, he's very capable of bringing out a lot of rage and terror, pain. He's very capable of bringing that out too.
I'm amazed at people who come up with me who became famous. I'm not going to say their names because it's not no one's business, but I'm astonished that some people became famous. I cannot believe it still.
Mm-hmm.
When I watch the movies and TV and I go, there's no way. But they are, and so God bless them. And I remember people I thought were brilliant that got nowhere. And there's brilliant actors I never heard of that I thought for sure would be famous. Acting is very bizarre. Acting is the only field where you can be truly gifted and not become successful. Like, I'm not going to say how good a writer I am. I guess I'm pretty good. But I'm a true mess screw-up. I used to get high on drugs and write plays and pass them out the door. The next thing you knew, they were on the stage and successful.
Wow.
I mean, literally, I was an idiot. And you know what I'm saying? But as an actor, you can be really good and not get work. And you can be very mediocre and work all the time. It's very bizarre. So I know lots of really good actors who no one knows. And lots of bad actors that people think who are famous. That's the way the world is. So acting is very hard on people because it's not fair when you watch someone who's no good do a part you could have done better, and you go, what's going on here? You see very few plays that are successful that are bad, because people won't sit through them. There's a lot of bad actors, I mean, I'm not griping, I'm just saying it's the way the nature is of the business. I find most gifted people have no time to be arrogant. They're too busy doing their job. Whereas ungifted people spend all this time acting like they're something they're not. It's arrogant.
Define gifted for me. What's gifted?
Oh, gifted is people who put the light in a corner where there's never been light before. They do things in a way that no one else has done it that way.
Seminal work.
Seminal, yeah. But they put a light in a corner where the light's never been. That's gifted.
Can you give an example of outside of the acting industry or the film industry? Can you give an example of somebody who's gifted as opposed to somebody who's genius?
Sure.
Maybe perhaps in the same industry?
Sure. The guy, who's the guy that has, Ted Turner's a genius.
Okay.
Donald Trump is gifted.
Good example.
Trump has no taste and has no sensibility.
But he's gifted to do what he does.
He's incredibly gifted at manipulating. Whereas Ted Turner's a total genius. The way he knows how to use transportation devices, how he started CNN, he started all the TNT, TCM. He's a genius. He also went to college with me.
Did he really?
And I used to walk him home drunk every Saturday night for the parties. He never knew who I was.
Who's that?
Ted Turner, I used to walk home. He was a big drunk in college. But now he's the head of the world, who cares? I used to be the head stagehand at the Fillmore East, right? And I load the trucks, and I used to dance with some of the bands, and once in a while they let me sing. So Eric was touring with Delaney and Bonnie, and I went on stage and sang Louisiana Blues by Muddy Waters. And someone snapped a picture. There's a better picture than this, but it's the only one I have right now. If the river was whiskey, I'd be a diving duck. Swim my way to the bottom and drink my way back up. Sorry. There's only one thing more powerful than a gun, that's sex. And people's sexual preferences, sexual issues are so loaded that I told this story when I was in high school. I was a bit of a basketball star as a white guy. And I went to this Catholic high school. We used to play black inner city schools. And I used to tell black guys, don't rub me because I'm gay, it'll come off. This is 1950s. No one knew about gay. They go, time out, man. What's this guy saying about gay, man? What is gay? And I've always known the power of pretending what you're not. You know, like you have 38 girlfriends or you're gay. Sex is really powerful. In other words, the idea that, what you are, people are really obsessed with it. Who'd you sleep with? Who didn't you sleep with? Are you gay? Right. So I've always played that, and it's powerful. And one of the things is that homophobia now has become a huge thing. And people are really terrified of minority sex groups. And you see what's going on, they're killing people, it's crazy. Yeah. The reason they wouldn't let a movie star like Al Pacino both write the script and direct it, right, is that they have no power over him, right? They come on a set and don't like something, who are they talking to, the director, the actor, the writer? So usually when stars have trouble with the script, and most stars are pretty smart about scripts, so they wouldn't be stars, they'll sneak someone into the trailer to do rewrites during the morning, and they'll bring them out of the trailer. And if they're good, they go, who wrote this? It goes, doesn't matter. And they'll pay you some money for having done it. You follow? So the actual producer of movies does not know who did some of the rewrites. And that's why I'm sure people have won Academy Awards for scripts that mostly other people had written. And that's the game in Hollywood.
We need you more here.
You're right. You're right.
So where's my breakfast?
Sit.
Anastasia pulls chair at table, Skeeter says.
Here's me and my youngest daughter, who's a senior at Barnard and is a good actress. And she's sort of the apple of my eye. She's the only one of all my children I grew up with and have been constantly around since her birth. So, I know her better than all the rest. I think she hates me less than they do. Or needs me more, I don't know which is which.